Hey guys, it's Meridy. Welcome back. I am here today with my fourth process video using the Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks Limitless and Essentials Kits. And today I'm going to scrapbook some pictures of my youngest. He had just gotten his eyes dilated and eye test. You can see his little sunglass things that they give you when you get your eyes dilated right before this. And then we went out and got a milkshake. I don't know why I printed all three of these pictures because these two are like identical. So I'm just going to scrapbook two of those pictures today. So he had just gotten his eyes dilated. We went out for milkshake. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to scrapbook. And then I have this "We All Scream for Ice Cream" tag that I want to use with that. That's the only thing I really picked out that I for sure wanted to use because there's a lot in these kits that I still can use. Of course, I've got, this is going to represent my journaling at the end. I have my color swatch here if I need to refer to it. I've got all kinds of little things here. My buttons, my little pieces of ephemera, both stamp sets from this month, my stencils. Let's see, this is just white paper, my alphabets. So I might write chocolate malt because I'm pretty sure he got a chocolate malt. And then of course I have my color vibes that came with this month's kit and my other mixed media. And then I have my trim for this month's kit and my sequin mix and flatback pearl mix. So I've got all the things there that I can use and refer to. Some scraps of white paper right there. And then I have all my scraps so far from this month, which I really want to use Frosty and Delicious milkshakes. Although I wish it was 50 cents. It was not. So I'm going to put that somewhere on that page as well. I've been saving it because I knew I had a page that had a milkshake and it looks almost identical. Okay. And then I've got other scraps in here if I need them to mount my pictures or whatnot, make layers. I've got my alphabet here. I'm going to spell out chocolate malt. I think I'm just going to spell out the word malt. And then I will use my alphabet stickers to spell the word chocolate on a little scrap of paper. I will link in the description of this video a tutorial that I have for making the little alphabet tiles using the stamp. So when we get to that, I'll remind you. Anyway, so I can put these back because I already put the word malt here on my ruler. I have this soda. It says Blast Soda, so it's like little soda pop lids that I thought I really wanted to use with this, but he's not drinking a soda at all. So maybe I'll use a little bit of the red on the back and save the rest of this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the branding strip to start with. And I think I'm just gonna use a little bit of the red side on this one, not the soda side. And then I've still got these goodies here, tasty treats. I probably won't use any of this one. I've got, of course, other scraps that I've used this month that I could totally layer up. This piece right here is from my stash. It was just a piece of solid blue cardstock from my stash. I can use that. I've got this little scrap left of this pattern. And then of course, this is Birthday and Make-A-Wish, but it's also just got stars and whatnot on it. So I could use lots of these pieces. And of course, this awesome vintage looking sticker sheet. Like I can use lots of these. So I'm going to start out with a white piece of paper as the background of my layout. Oh, and I forgot one more thing that I do have this month that came in this month's kit is this arrow stencil. And I think I really want to use the arrow stencil on this layout because I only have two pictures and I don't want to use a ton of paper, patterned paper, and make this really busy. So I do think I want to put some stencil work on here. So the first thing that I think I need to do is kind of figure out how I want to lay this out. Like if I want it to be more symmetrical or asymmetrical. I have a little note here on my sticky note that I made that says, see my Facebook post for journaling. So I'm gonna really quick read that because I don't remember what that says. And I'm gonna see what this story is about the journaling about this, because I have a feeling it's something important since I made myself a note. I must have posted these pictures on Facebook. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. Well, that was very anticlimactic. All I had said is a rough morning at the ophthalmologist calls for chocolate malts. So we were drinking a chocolate malt, so that's at least good, but my journaling left, or my notes to myself left a lot to be desired there. There wasn't much. So I think I'm just gonna start by cutting these just into strips that I can just kind of layer in the back of my pictures behind everything, and just kind of layer things out here. And I'll just use different sizes of scraps basically to make a vertical design down the back of my page, and then my pictures and my little card right there and the stencils right here will provide a horizontal element. And I probably won't stencil all that high up. I'll probably do this stencil work a little lower down here. Okay, and I don't have a lot of some of these, like there's just a tiny little bit of this that I'm working with. Let me see if I can get some more patterns of paper in here. Well, this is already red, and I already have red on this one, so I'm not worried about that. This guy, it does look like the sprinkles of the malt, so I am gonna cut, I'll cut 1.5 inches. You know what? I'm gonna cut 1.5 inches short ways off of this twice. Okay, and I can just wedge it underneath here, and it'll look like it's going the whole way, so I don't waste more of that sprinkle paper because I don't have a lot of it. And I'll probably cut this in half so I can put some peeking out there and a little bit peeking out down here. And before I go too far on this, I think I'm gonna have to do my stencil work. I'm basically though just utilizing up scraps that I have, guys. Like I don't feel like I need the vintage cars on here, but it would add that vintagey vibe because we're in a 50s diner, but I think I'm not gonna do that. No, I don't feel like I need that. I don't think I need any more red, and I don't really want to map my pictures in this red either because it's just very bold. I don't think I need this burst paper. I do love the yellow, and this isn't a very big piece of yellow that I've got left here, so I'm going to keep the yellow out in case I need to add a little bit more yellow in here. Now, I do really like this blue, so I'm going to cut an 1-inch wide strip of this blue, and this, again, this is from my stash, so you might, if you like that blue, you might have to grab a piece from your stash. I already have this pattern, so I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. Okay, so all I've got left that I'm working with here is the sticker sheets and the yellow. I am going to map my photos on white paper because I typically do that and I like the way it looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and map both photos on this white paper, and I will be right back. Okay, guys. And the more I look at this, the more I think I want to use blue and yellow with this stencil in the back. So I think I want to use tumbled glass or broken china and fossilized amber. I think I'm going to use the broken china, the brighter blue in the back. So broken china and fossilized amber are the two colors that I'm going to use with the stencil. And since yellow and blue make green, I have a feeling there's going to end up being some green spots where those two colors cross over. And I think that'll look great. I want that to happen. So I'm gonna kind of blend them over each other. Now, in order to make this work the way that I want it to work and keep all of these things laid out how they are, what I'm gonna do is just slide that over so I can kind of move one thing at a time over to my layout, which is right here. So this is where I'm really gonna do the stencil work, and I'll just pick up things and move them to this page as I'm working. So the first thing that I want to do is grab my stencil. I'm debating how I want to do this. I think I want to do a little bit of, instead of using blue and yellow in the stencil right off the bat, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a watercolory effect with fossilized amber. And I'm going to use my fossilized amber distress oxide spray to do this. So I'm going to shake this up really well, and I'm going to get a little water in my jar. Okay guys, and instead of doing this on normal white paper, I'm going to use some Vicki Boutin mixed media paper, because sometimes when I use the water with the sprays, it's a little too much for just regular cardstock. So I'm gonna grab a piece of this thicker mixed media Vicki Boutin white cardstock, and then I am going to get my big paintbrush here. I will link this in the description of the video as well. I'll link everything I use here in the description of this video. Okay, I haven't even used this distress oxide spray yet because we just started carrying this fossilized amber color in the store this month. So I'm going to start by spritzing a little off to the side, and I just got it all over my paper. So now I'm going to flip my paper over. Didn't think that one through very well at all. I'm going to get my paper a little bit wet, so when I put this on, it just kind of goes. And that way I don't have, this is very, very bright. I don't need a lot of this. It's brighter than what I wanted. So I'm going to kind of water it down quite a bit. And I'm going to pick some of that really wet area up with paper towels. Okay guys, I'm going to let this dry really well, like all the way, before I add any of the stencil work over the top. But I'm also afraid that I didn't quite put it down far enough to be seen. So I'm just going to add a little bit more down here. A little bit more up here. And I'm going to come in and spritz it a little bit so they kind of blend and mush together. And now I'm going to let this all dry. So I'll be right back after I get everything here cleaned up. Okay guys, this is totally dry now. So I'm just going to come in here. I know I want it to be down like this, and I am just going to take my broken china. I think I'm just going to use the broken china. I'm not going to worry about the distress oxide ink because there's so much in the background here. And as you noticed, I only used one color here, but as it got wet, it kind of did what distress oxides do and activated with the water. So we've got a multitude of colors down there, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like a monochromatic of yellows, oranges, like yellows, oranges, and rusts down there. So it looks pretty cool. It's not just solid yellow. I'm just gonna put a few of these right here. Some areas I'm gonna go over a little heavier, some areas not so heavy. Yeah, I'm gonna put a few more up here. And just like I did at the bottom, some areas are gonna be heavier and some areas are gonna be not as heavy. Just a little subtle arrows on that. And this could be the background of so many types of layouts. It just looks really nice to me. And then I'm gonna try to lift this whole thing off and set it over here and see how this is looking. Okay, I like it, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. So I am gonna trim this long red piece since it's the back layer, and I'm gonna adhere it down next. I'm gonna trim about 1 inch off the bottom, so it's not going from the top to the bottom. You know, it's got a little border. And then I'm gonna come in with these sprinkles next, and I'm gonna have the sprinkles overlap my red on the top and the bottom. And then I'm gonna let this overlap the whole thing. You can tell this one's not quite as straight. Let's try that again. So the sprinkles are overlapping the red, and then this will overlap both of them. This little design right here. And it's just a matter of piling things up. Let's see, I think I need some of this green in here. And I don't know if I want the green to overlap the red or if I want it to underlap the red. Let's see. Maybe I need some of this blue right here that I cut off with the intent of using. Kind of like the blue under there. So I will go ahead and adhere this green down, and I am going to make it stick out from underneath the red piece. And the blue, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half so I can kind of adjust it as tall and as long as I need it. It will look like it's one continuous piece, but it's really not. I think I needed that blue to pick up some of this blue in the stencil work. Okay. Now I can start adhering these bigger things and my pictures. And I think I'm going to set the pictures and that milkshake ad thing at an angle. I like them like that. And then after I get this set up, it's going to be time to just come in and add embellishments. And as you'll notice right now, there's a spot showing right here, but I'm not worried because I think I can cover it up with something. Even if it's not this tag, I think I can cover it up with something else right there, because I like this one coming down this low. I really do. And I don't want to move my pictures. Okay, then I have this little frame. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half so I can use it wherever I need. I'm not sure where I need it, but it's ready when I need it. Oh, I think I will like it right underneath the picture like that. And maybe the other half up here. Okay, I can back it with a color or a pattern of paper if I need to. Let's see what else. I don't feel like I need tons of this yellow paper anymore because I've got all the yellow here in my mixed media and stencil work. So I think I can possibly get rid of this section. I don't feel like I need that anymore. And then I'm not sure that I like this over there. I think I like that one. But I'm not too fond of this being way out over here. It just is very distracting and it keeps bringing my eye over there and I don't like it. Do not like it. So maybe we'll just have one of these on the page, which is fine. Go with that. Do I need any of my trim? I have a lot of trim I haven't used in anything yet. It's very bright. It would look really awesome right here if my pictures were straight and it could just be like a little bench to set my pictures on, but my pictures are not straight. So I'm not going to use that. Let's see if this one, no, I don't feel like I need that one either. Now I can use some of this baker's twine. It didn't come in the kit, but I might use it in my tag. And then I've got chocolate malt. I'm gonna say you deserve a, and then chocolate malt. And I'm gonna see if I can spell out the word chocolate with this. Of course, there's no more T's. I can turn these F's upside down to make T's, or cut the F off to make a T. So let me try doing that. I'm gonna get another ruler and spell out the word chocolate. Okay, I think this is gonna work. So I still need to kind of like that tag up there, or maybe over here. I definitely like it at this end. I am going to have to find some other embellishments to go on here. So I kind of like this big 5 and dime mercantile. I'm not sure where I want to put it. Possibly down here. I'm gonna put it up on some foam tape. Okay. And they do have like a little toys in front of this place, like the little horses and stuff. So I think I can put that there. Put the little coins there. I love this totally retro little label. I wonder if I can layer it up with a tag to just cover up those words a little bit more. The words that were on this milkshake kitchenette, it says. Okay. I like this little cowboy guy screaming yay. It just looks very retro-y as well, and I need a little bit up here, I think. So I'm gonna put him up on foam tape as well. And then I think I can use one of these guys. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down because I like it over here. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy adhered down. I'll go off camera to type out, or to stamp out with my stamps the title that says "You Deserve a," and then chocolate malt. I will adhere down. Also off camera, I won't make you watch me do all of that, but I'm gonna get that adhered and I will be right back. Okay guys, I got my title down. I used my little alphabet sticker, or alphabet stamps, to make the title. I will link in the description of this video a little tutorial for that, where I show you exactly how to make the little letter tiles. It's really easy. Now I'm gonna tie a little bow here for this tag, and since this tag is a little big, I'm gonna double the twine when I'm tying this bow. So I'm doing it with 2 pieces of twine, or a long piece of twine folded back on itself, because, because I want a little somewhat thick little bow here, and I don't want to tie the bow through the tag because it makes it more bulky, and I can't make it look as pretty when it's just pretend bow tied. You'll see what I mean. I just tie 2 loops in a knot, and that makes a little faux bow. But it's double thickness, so each loop has 2 ends to it. So I will go ahead and cut the tails on this, and I'm just going to adhere it right here on my tag. Okay, and then lastly on this layout, I want to use some of my new stamps, the new Not Just for Boys stamps that we have available this month. First, let me adhere this bow down, because I can only think about one thing at a time, you guys. My brain doesn't work. Doesn't multitask very good lately. So I got that down. And then it looks like that bow is tied through the tag, but it's really not. It's just sitting right on top, and it's so much easier. Okay. Then I will grab my stamp that looks like stitching, and I'm going to use the one that looks like it's stitched back and forth a couple of times. And I am going to lay that stamp down so it's nice and straight. And then I will pick it up on a stamp block. And I want to use red ink on this because I think it will look really sharp to use red ink around this. So I'm going to use the Candied Apple Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just going to ink up my stamp really well and stamp the little stitches. And you can overlap this stamp so it looks like it's just kind of stitched back and forth and back and forth across your page. I'm going to set this here. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch around all 4 sides of my layout, or not stitch, faux stitch using the stamp around all 4 sides of my layout. And I will be right back when I'm finished with that. Okay, so now I have my nice edges finished off, and I think that will be it for this layout. You know, I might add a little bit of sequins here because it just needs a little sprinkling of sequins on here. So let me grab my sequins. Okay, and I just want to put a couple right down in this area, and a couple right up here. I found that if I just sprinkle them and don't try to place them down by hand, that it looks a lot more natural than if I actually tried to come in here and place like one sequin piece at a time. Let's see. Got kind of a lot down there, so I'm going to take a couple of these up. And then I will just adhere these down using art glitter glue. and my little handy dandy sticky tool. So I'll get these all adhered down. And then when it is time to put my journaling on, I print my journaling in strips, and I probably will add it, I probably will put it up there or just a little bit right down here. Yeah, I probably won't put it down here. Oh, it kind of looks nice down here too. And I just will put a couple of strips of journaling on there. So if you were inspired by today's layout, whether it was to recreate this layout using your Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks kit, or maybe you just were inspired to use your Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks kit, you don't even have to use it in the way that I did, or maybe you're inspired to recreate this layout using items that you already have in your stash, we would love to see it either way on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group, and I will link that in the description of this video as well. I've got lots of links in the description of this video for you. But if you enjoy my process videos, you might want to see, this is looking way If you enjoy my process videos, you may want to subscribe to Not Just for Boys Kit Club on YouTube, as I try to put 8 process videos a month up using our current month's kit. So if you do subscribe or purchase our kits, this is a great way for you to use them, because I can show you how to use up your kit every single month through my process videos on YouTube. And like I said, if you are interested in subscribing to our kits, I will put a link to that in the description of this video as well. And you'll get a new kit every month, and I can show you how I use it every month. And I try to give you the exact dimensions of everything. I know today's video I didn't really give much dimensions on these scraps, because some of them were just like leftover scraps. So they're not particular cuts that I made. You don't have to subscribe to Not Just for Boys Kit Club though. You can also just go in and buy one-off kits each month if you're interested in just trying it out. So thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will be back in a couple of days with our 5th process video using the Gumballs and Swizzle Sticks Limitless and Essentials Kit. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye.